Dun, dun. Oh, shit. I think we're on. All right. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Lost in the Dark podcast. Burton and Aaron in the fucking virtual crypt again tonight. We are very excited to be here. Lots to talk about. Aaron, I see you're at your drum kit. Why don't you play us in a little something? Oh my fucking god! Some of them bog wraith drums right there. Holy shit!
Blast beats to open this up.
Fuck yes, dude. That was fucking awesome. Holy shit! Oh my god, that is so sick. That is so sick, dude.
Figure out how to do it finally.
Yeah. Yeah, that's we figured it out right before this episode started. This is going to be kind of an episode broken up into two parts. We haven't done one in like a week and a half at least. So this first episode tonight, what you're going to hear tonight is just going to be, us kind of jibber jabbering about some things we want to talk about. And then the next episode, we are actually going to record immediately after this. And it's going to be the Verminous episode. So, very excited. We got a lot to do tonight. So let's get into it. First thing I wanted to ask you, have you seen the show? Something I've been watching on Netflix was this Waco show. Have you seen that yet?
I haven't seen it, but I've definitely heard of it. It's been floating around on Netflix a little bit.
Very, very well done. Oh shit, you'll appreciate this actually. Our boy, Culkin, not Macaulay, but his brother. The other Culkin brother. The one that was fucking, who was he in that Lords of Chaos movie?
Oh, God, what was his name? Yeah.
It starts with a B. Fuck.
Hang on.
Yeah, give me that. Hold on. I got it. Fuck me. I can't not know this. He played... Rory Culkin played Euronymous.
That's right. Yeah.
Rory Culkin.
Your name. Yeah.
Rory Culkin played Euronymous. Rory Culkin is in Waco.
Oh, really?
And he does another incredible job. Dude, out of the two things I've seen him in so far, I fucking cannot get enough of him on screen. Like, I want to see him. Like, I think he's an outstanding actor. I loved the Lords of Chaos movie. And so, yeah, I think he's an outstanding actor. And it was really cool to see him in this. And it's a really great show. I don't know. See, you might be... Because you're a little bit younger than me, so you might be a little bit young. But, I mean, Waco happened before I was born. But it was still fresh enough to where I was taught about it in school. You know? And I remember seeing a lot of, like, the news... like the video news stuff that they used real news shit from real life in the show. But I remember seeing some of that when I was a kid, and it really, like, I was like, holy shit, I kind of forgot all about this. And it's such a fucked up story. And I think they did a really good job in the show of how it all went down. I don't know. I think they did a really good job. It's a really well done show. And, I think you should... I mean, it's one... It doesn't have a happy ending, but it's...
what I kind of figured.
Very much... It's very, very worth the watch. Have you watched Ozarks yet?
Yeah. I'm I'm just about halfway through the first season of it.
You know Ruth, the curly-haired blonde girl?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's in it, too. And she plays Rory Culkin's love interest. And their chemistry... is outstanding. Like, I was like, holy shit, these two are so fucking good. Like, like lots and lots of, I love the acting. A lot of the acting in this show was very, very well done, I think. So I highly recommend that one.
Yep.
Another thing I want to get you into that I know you haven't seen yet, is a documentary I watched called it's called Fantastic Fungi, and it's available for rent. If you Google search Fantastic Fungi documentary, you'll get to their website, and you can digitally purchase it or rent it. And the rent is only $5. And I promise you, it is worth every fucking penny. Like, it is one of the most fascinating documentaries I've ever seen in my life. It is mainly follows and done by a guy named Paul Stamets, who has been on Joe Rogan 3, 4 times, something like that. He's also done a TED Talk about a lot of what the documentary is about, which is mushrooms and the microbial network on Earth, and how extensive it is, and how limited of a like dude, you need to fucking watch this documentary, because they fucking talk about how, like, basically, man, I'm so shitty at regurgitating stuff, but it basically shows, okay, you know how like like people that are really into nature and plants and stuff like that will be like, the trees can talk to each other and stuff like that. Yo, this shows you the science of how that happens. Literally, it shows how every living organism on this earth is actually connected scientifically through this. And fucking, it talks about untapped medical benefits that they're just now starting to get into. Like, the shit, it blew my fucking mind. Like what really got me into it was him on Joe Rogan. I watched all the episodes of him on Joe Rogan, and he blew me away. Some of the things that he talks about. He is one of, if not the only researcher in the United States whose work on mushrooms, including the psychedelic ones, whose work has been sanctioned by the United States government and the DEA and the FDA. He has gotten approval from all of them to do his research.
So I know, I was just looking it up. I know I've seen that guy. Like, I've seen him on Rogan and stuff. And I think I
probably showed it to you.
Yeah, either that or it was, I don't know, just something I was just kind of like saw on his page or whatever, and just thought it was, because he does have a lot of those kind of the nature people and the kind of like So
dude, I tell you what, this fucking documentary gives credibility to them in a big bad way, because it literally is telling you how all the plants and all the life on the earth is actually connected in a much deeper way than, like, a much more literal way than I ever knew before. And it's a beautiful documentary. It's wonderfully well done. It's only hour 20 minutes long. It's not crazy long. $5 to rent. Fantastic Fungi. I recommend looking Paul Stamets, Stamz, maybe. It's something like that. ITS, something like that. I recommend looking up his TED Talk, his episodes of Joe Rogan, and then watching this documentary, because some of the things they talk about in the documentary, he actually talked about on Rogan, but much, much, much more in depth. So it's totally worth consuming all that this guy has put out. And I cannot fucking I know right now when I go back and listen to this episode, I'm going to be mad. I already know right now I'm going to be mad at myself for not remembering more, because it's like been 2 weeks now since I've seen the documentary, for not remembering more and being able to I didn't take notes. I should have taken notes, like, because I want to sell this thing so fucking hard. It's so unbelievable. Like, the second a physical copy is available, I'm going to purchase it. But if it takes much longer, honestly, I might just purchase the digital copy anyway, because it's just, it's a documentary that I want to show people. It's that important, I think. I think everybody needs to see this, and I recommend following Paul Stamets and Fantastic Fungi on Facebook and Instagram and everything else, and looking them up on YouTube and just consuming all of this, because it is mind-boggling, and it's peer-reviewed. You know what I mean? This stuff is on the up and up, so
Nice.
it's really, really worth going down that wormhole. I promise you. Like, it is fucking insane.
I've been on a bit of a documentary kick lately, so it's
Me
kind
too. Ever since you and I did the Murder in the Front Row and the Parkway Drive Viva La Underdogs episodes, I've been like, this is all I want. Like, right now, I want this shit. I want documentaries to make me feel like, and this one did it. It blew me away. Like, you have to see this thing, dude. It will change your perspective on nature and the way it works. It's so fucking fascinating, and it's a field of research that really, it's never been mainstream. So it's never gotten the publicity or the notoriety that it deserves, until now that it's starting to. And dude, to be, like, oh my God, yes, you know what? Honestly, when you sit down to fucking watch it, let me know, and maybe I'll fucking either buy it or rent it again or something, because I want to watch it again. Like, this thing.
I'll just tell you.
Yeah, and we can sit and watch it together, and maybe talk about it or something. Like, I don't know, like, it's so, I want to watch it with I watched it alone the first time, so I would love to watch it with someone. And that would be, dude, it's so, I want to show it to you, I want to show it to Preston, I want to show it to Jordan, I want to show it to everyone. Like, it's so fucking crazy and intense and in depth and just incredible, the information that it talks about. Like, it's stuff that everybody needs to know about and hear. Like, it's a new level of understanding. It provides a new perspective and a new level of understanding, I think.
Is that it's one of the things that, like, I'm not super familiar with, but I know that it has, especially over the last 5 or 10 years, like the knowledge of it and like the science and the studying on it has been like super increased, and it's a little more of a mainstream kind of idea right now.
Yes.
I'm not really, I mean, the knowledge of it is a lot more than what it used to be, and it's just crazy. Like, at the at the time when when the legalization was going on, like, that was sort of something that you heard kind of at the same time, but it was kind of a separate thing.
Yeah, and I mean, even now though, it's not okay. And let me be very clear: the documentary goes into much deeper things than trippy mushrooms.
Okay.
Like,
so
it's not just about that. It's not just about psychedelics at all. It's a feature, but this is about fungus in all of the world's mushrooms and everything. It definitely is. The psilocybin, the trippy ones, are they're talked about in depth on this, no question, and those are the ones in a big bad way that are being looked at with such insane medical health benefits. But this is about so much. That's a footnote. That is a footnote. Like, this is about so much more than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was, honestly, I thought that was what it was about, not just the whole. Okay.
Not at all. Not at all. Because, like, the one biggest thing that I remember is basically, like, in the dirt that we walk on and that everything on Earth is built on, right underneath it, in there, is where the microbial fungi network exists. And it exists, it's wrapped around the entire globe, and it communicates with each other.
That sounds crazy.
Like, the Earth is talking to itself.
Oh.
Like, it's amazing. Like it definitely goes into psilocybin and trippy mushrooms and health benefits and everything about that. But like so that is a tiny little part. It is so much bigger, and that's the point. I think a big point of Paul Stamets's work and the documentary. He does not like the idea that psilocybin mushrooms have been looked at as a party drug, because he is a scientist who knows that it is so much more than that, and it is so much more important than that. So yeah, it's yeah, we're gonna watch this one together, man. I think everybody should see this one. It blew me away. And definitely check out Paul Stamets on Rogan and on TED Talk, and follow him on social media. And again, the documentary is called Fantastic Fungi. It is available for digital purchase and rent off of their website. So just Google Fantastic Fungi. Next thing I wanted to get into was something you, me, and Preston were talking about earlier tonight. Metal injection story that I saw from earlier today. You sent to me. This is what the first socially distant concert looked like. And we had on May 18th saw the first official concert in the United States since the stay-at-home orders began. Country rock musician Travis McCready performed to 229 attendees in a venue that could normally fit 1,000, complying with the state regulations. All attendees were required to wear a face mask and had their temperatures taken upon entry. Face masks will be sold at the event for attendees who do not bring any. Concessions will be served in sealable containers and cups. Bathrooms will be limited to 10 at a time. And then there's some photos and video footage from the show in the article. Again, that's Metal Injection, posted today. This is what the first socially distant concert looked like, is the title of the article, posted by Robert Pasbani.
Did you happen to watch that video that was with it?
I didn't watch the video yet, no.
That is really kind of where a lot of the information is, and they go inside of it. They kind of like look around and kind of show what all happened, and kind of talk to a few different people that were there, kind of like putting it out and stuff.
Okay, now I'm under the impression that this guy is a country musician.
Wasn't they said?
Am I wrong?
It was somebody you were talking about, which is why I sent it. Partly why I sent it.
Oh wait, maybe I'm looking at a different one then.
No, it was from the same article. It's just what is that? You talked about him last time. Bishop Gunn, frontman.
Oh, I fucking love Bishop Gunn.
Yeah, that was who it was. That was their singer.
Oh, holy shit.
Yeah.
Whoa, he's in another band? I didn't.
I don't know. That's what it said in like the first paragraph, one of the first. Like, oh,
or maybe it was just him solo. I don't know. I'm gonna look deeper into that now. I fucking love Bishop Gunn. Shout out to Theo Vaughn for introducing me to him. Jesus. Or to that band. It's not a person, it's a band. I always Wow. Yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Shit, I should have kept that article up. Damn it.
Yeah, really, like you gotta watch the video of it, because it's just weird, man. Like, and I think I said it earlier to some degree. I was like, it's cool that, you know, people still want to do it as far as like playing music live. Like, it's cool that people want to bring that back, and you know, I mean, obviously it's gonna be a thing sooner or later, probably later rather than sooner, unfortunately. But you know, it's cool, but at the same time, it's entirely too soon, especially when like everything's still kind of shut down. Everything's still kind of like, you know, they're kind of a lot of stuff. Hold on. Let's get the show started proper. Cheers, motherfucker. Hey, cheers. I've taken like 4 drinks.
I know, so have I. I got that JD on tap tonight. So, okay. I mean, look, here's the thing. Here's the thing about all this shit is we are still living in the unknown.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And by that I mean nobody on Earth. I do not think anybody on Earth can look somebody in the eye with actual 100% factual certainty and tell everybody that this virus isn't like, because look, according to history and what we know generally about viruses, they will decline naturally in the summer months, but if they're still there at all, then they'll pick up with a fucking vengeance in the fall months, right? So that's what everybody's worried about, is the comeback. Right. There is no way, I don't think anybody knows for sure one way or the other, right? I don't think anybody knows for sure if that's going to happen or not. Nobody can predict that. It's just going to happen or it's not going to happen, and nobody knows.
It's highly likely based on...
It's right now it's far more likely than ever before.
Yeah.
It certainly feels like. So as a result of that, it's I don't know. I mean, it's just so hard to say what the right thing to do right now is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard comedians on podcasts talk about how their age, like very, very high level comedian, Netflix special comedians, talk about how their booking agents and managers and everything are saying, if you want to be safe, don't book anything until May 2021.
Damn.
To be safe.
Yeah. That's crazy.
So
a whole year out from now. I mean,
I know year from now.
Rescheduling and stuff, but that's...
I heard that earlier today. I don't know. I just don't know. But here's the thing. For other forms of music, right? For things like country music, maybe even pop music, I feel like really any form of music besides heavy metal. Because here's the thing about heavy metal. Heavy metal has a purpose. And it's a very specific purpose. And it is to bring a large amount of people very close together, do things we wouldn't normally do, let out things we don't have the normal ability to let out in a healthy fashion. And it's a metal show is about the togetherness. As dark and evil and mean as it may sound to everybody, literally the purpose of a fucking metal show is about being together and in the heavy metal community. Yeah. So the idea of having a show where everybody has to cover their face and we all have to be 6 feet apart in chairs. We can't stand up. We can't mosh. We can't be close together.
Yeah.
It just isn't. Look, put it this way. I'm already close to 6 months from a big show and 4 months from a small show that I went to away, which is, we've already gone through 3 or 4 different show cancellations. We should have been to 3 or 4 more shows this year than like if everything were normal. So the first show I get to go back to for the first time after all of this, I want it to be right.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't want to pay a ticket to sit 6 feet away from every other fan.
Yeah.
That's not the point of this to me. Yeah. The point of going to these shows to me is to be close to people. Mm-hmm. Physically, emotionally, mentally, all of the above.
Yeah.
So the idea of a socially distant show, I don't know if sitting here right now, I don't know if I pay money for it. But having said that, we have a chime in here on our Facebook chat, you, me, and Preston, from Preston, co-host of the show, making an appearance virtually right now.
Oh.
He said this right before we started recording. And I literally, I basically said everything I just said on camera to you guys in the chat already. Like, when I go back, I want it to be right. I don't want it to be this thing where there's all these new rules that I have to worry about. I want it to be what it fucking was, the thing that I love. As I'm sure metalheads do, all metalheads do. I want to mosh. I want to put my fucking horns in the air. I want to sweat on people, and I want to be sweated on. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want my drink to come with a cap. You know what I mean? Like, I want it to be normal. So bad. And I think everybody does. I don't think I'm alone in that. So, but the thing that Preston points out to me is...
I thought you said he was calling in, like...
No, sadly, no. He's chiming in with some text messages.
Okay.
He says, at the same time, can you imagine seeing Iron Maiden with 200 other people? It would be a once-in-a-lifetime experience. And the tour shirts would be some of the rarest ever. A 20-stop tour wouldn't even fill a pavilion at DTE.
Yeah.
I mean, if bands on that level did it, then I might have to consider it.
Yeah.
Like, if it's Iron Maiden, if it's Lamb of God, if it's Ozzy, like, I don't know. I don't know.
I feel like maybe towards the end of the year, kind of once things get a little bit less crazy, I feel like we're going to be seeing some kind of interesting trials and takes on things that could like hang around or could be terrible in the long run. Because I mean, it's kind of like with everything else, like, you know, what do you do? Like, nobody really knows because nobody's really thought about it. But now, like, you're seeing, you know, businesses and stuff getting kind of creative with how they're opening and everything. And, like, you know, I mean, obviously, like, you know, and most of these stuff around here, like, speaking locally, I think a lot of it's open Friday, at least up north, maybe not locally. But, you know, so I feel like it's kind of with everything. Like, you just kind of got to, you know, slowly, you know, tiptoe in the water and kind of see what works and what doesn't, and then kind of go from there. But I feel like there's talk of things being possible, and, you know, but having to imagine like going to a drive-in show somewhere is...
Oh, we've already talked about that. It would be instant demolition derby. There's no...
Oh, yeah.
I'm buying a $300 car just to go to that show.
Yeah.
And I'm leaving it there. Like, that would absolutely be fucking chaos. Like, there's no way...
But I paid $400 just...
I mean, there's no way... See, that's the thing, is there's no... So much of this stuff, there's just no way it works for heavy metal.
Yeah, that's true.
And so it's like, I get it, and I appreciate that people are doing it, the drive-in shows, as long as everybody's staying in their cars and everything, and nobody's getting stupid, and as long as, you know, everybody's taking the proper precautions at the fucking live shows and everything, then I don't see any reason why stand-up comedians and other forms of music can't go. But there is just no fathomable way, in my mind, to have a heavy metal concert where everybody in the crowd stands 6 feet apart. That's not what we do. That's not why we go to shows. That's the antithesis for everything we're about.
Yeah.
Like, going to shows is us coming together. And having to stand 6 feet apart from each other is just not. I don't want to go to a show until we can be together proper again. So,
no.
And I don't know. Maybe I'm alone in that. Maybe a lot of metalheads feel that way. But on the other hand, if it's an Iron Maiden, then we might be having a different conversation. But if it's an Ozzy, we might be having a different conversation because, you know, that's a stage show that's on another level. That's an individual that's on another level. That it would. The idea that I feel like the idea of me missing a Michigan date from one of them overrides the potential precautions we may have to take to go to the show.
Yeah. Well, to me, like, it would just suck to have. I mean, and unfortunately, it's probably going to be this way for a little bit. I mean, who knows? But you know, I guess we won't until things kind of get rolling again. But like to have. To be in the spot to like buy a ticket and go to a show for something that like, all right, well, you have to, before you do this, you got to put a mask on, you got to wear gloves. Oh, and by the way, we're going to check your temperature before you go in the venue. Yep. Oh yeah, by the way, you can't have beer that's open. You can't have any container. Oh, and by the way, like this, that, the other thing. Like,
I mean, they're providing container, you know what I mean? They're still selling, you know, so that's, but I get it.
Yeah. Even so, like just that, I don't know. It just
I mean, at most fucking metal concerts, not only do we mosh, hit, and sweat on each other, but we also share fucking joints. So, like the entire, all of the underbelly of the aesthetic of it will be removed. And that is, it's not something I look forward to experiencing. But if a band that I consider unmissable comes, then I'll maybe at least try to get tickets. Because that's the other thing. Like we just read, they performed at like 200-something people in a capacity that normally holds 1,000 or something like that. So even if we can get tickets, you know what I mean? That means tickets are going to sell out faster than ever. So...
Yes, yeah.
And I don't even know how they would do that on the lawn at DTE. I don't see this. I don't see that working for a fucking Lamb of God, Iron Maiden, whatever concert.
Well, how many times have you been to a show and left and not known if it was your sweat or if it was somebody else's? Like
every time.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's
every
that
show.
Stuff that like, you know, it's
like that's part of the show.
Yeah, like, in a weird sort of way.
Is this my blood? Is this my blood on me? I don't know if I'm bleeding or not.
Yeah.
That's every show.
Yeah.
Unless your nose is broken.
Yeah. Well, there's just I have such a hard time just picturing it because it's such a different. I mean. You know, everything's different and weird now, but like just having to picture that and like, you know, like I remember, you know, Slipknot. I think that was the last big show that we saw at DTE.
At DTE, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and just kind of looking around at everybody and like, you know, like it was a sold out crowd and everything, and just like a sea of people. And it's like, you know, there's nothing, you know, it would be. Kind of lame, to be honest. Like, just to not see that or to not have that, like, you know, to have that kind of experience or to like to see it and to like be in the presence of, you know, all these people that are into the same kind of like that's what it's about. You know what I mean? And when you take that away, when you can't do that anymore, it's like, what's the point? Like you miss out. You know, you just miss that.
We're missing out on what this whole thing is fucking about. The reason it brings us all together is that we're all into this fucking crazy, psychotic, weird music that nobody else in the world gets but us. But yet we come together in these massive groups at these massive shows, and we all literally like touch each other. You know what I mean? Like it's so. I never really thought about. I mean. But outside, obviously the mosh pit, but outside of the mosh pit, I guess I never really thought about how physical concerts are outside of the mosh pit. You know what I mean? Like it's, we're all there together. We're all fucking. If we start headbanging together, we're high-fiving, we're sharing doobies, we're fucking, you know what I mean? We're fucking shaking hands. I'm handing out stickers. Like, get like if a band is on and you want to talk to somebody, you got to get right, like literally this close to their fucking ear so they can hear you. You know what I mean? Like all that's gone.
Yeah.
For now, and those are the like. That's what we have. This is the thing we've been saying this for the last 100, however fucking many episodes on this fucking podcast. Metal is different than every other form of music. And part of that is how it brings us fans, us relentless and ruthless, diehard fans, to shows, brings us together into a community, is what the shows do. And we do it, and we ritualize it, and we fucking come together in a way that no other fan base does for any other form of music on earth. We do it different. And part of that, the biggest part of that, is just being packed on top of each other. So without that, it isn't what it no longer become. It can no longer be with. You have to stand 6 feet away from everybody, and you can't mosh, you can't fucking high five, you can't headbang together. Then that removes, outside of actually seeing the band, it removes all the point of going to a show. But that's the thing about metalheads, is we don't just go to the show to see the band. The band brings us there, but we go there to be with our family.
Yeah.
To be close.
It's that stress reliever, man. Like, it's, you go there and you work stuff out, and sometimes it's in a physical sense, and other times it's
it's
from being around, a crowd of people, or from just watching live music, or from, anything you can do that kind of, can make you feel a little bit better or whatever. And I don't know, it's
it's the most amazing thing on earth.
Yeah.
And it is not something that can be done in the way that it is supposed to be done in a world where everybody has to stand 6 feet apart.
Yeah.
It just cannot be done that way.
Plus,
it just doesn't work.
How many, like, especially like heavier music, like you can't tell me that the second, like, breakdown hits, or there's a circle pit part or whatever, like you can't tell me that, like, you're gonna get a bunch of people standing 6 feet apart to stop. You know what I mean? Like,
I can't stop when I'm alone in my house.
Yeah, right.
There. Pardon me. It's a good weed. There are certain songs that it is.
Don't be around me.
Don't be around me. It is not. It is an involuntary reaction. I don't have a choice. It just happens.
Yeah.
And when I'm alone in my house, I'm fucking jumping off the couch, hitting the walls with my shoulders, you know what I mean? Like, just going ape shit. Like, so yeah, if it happens at a live show, yeah, if the Parkway Drive Hatebreed tour tries to be socially distant, that is not a thing that can be possible for me as an individual. Like, it's not responsible for if that show happens and everybody has to stand 6 feet apart. It is not responsible for me as an adult to go.
True.
It will not happen. There are certain songs by both of those bands where involuntary reactions will come out of me that I don't have a choice over. So I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I started a pit, but I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to, but you guys played that song, and it makes me do that.
Yeah. No,
it's not your fault. It's not my fault. Hey, it's whatever.
I mean, you can't write a song called "Destroy Everything."
You can't write a song called "Destroy Everything," "Doomsayer," "Vice Grip," "Wild Eyes," fucking "Deliver Me," "Carry On." Like
it permits and promotes movement and
total fucking chaos. Like there's no fucking way I'm standing 6 feet away from other people doing destroy everything.
yeah.
As soon as I am in a concert venue and I hear Jamie Joss's voice say 2 words,
Right.
2 words, everything you got. Like, dude, I've the hair is I'm standing up on my arms just describing the situation right now. I cannot. It's involuntary. It's involuntary. Like, there is no way I'm containing myself during that. So somebody's getting hit.
Yeah.
There's no way. There's no way metal can happen socially distant. We have to wait. And it sucks. But I think it's for the best.
Tell you what, though, there was something cool that happened the other day that I was watching that I sent you guys. It was that Isolation Fest.
Yeah, those virtual shows. That is cool.
Yeah, I was there. God, it was a whole bunch of bands. I only watched the first half of it, but it was, I don't know, it was cool because like they had the way that they did it, the way that they kind of like planned it out was they had like 7 or 8 bands that were playing during the day, and I'm assuming they were like pre-recorded stuff, but it like they did it in kind of like a segmented show almost. Like it was like, oh, thanks to so and so for playing this or whatever. Like, and then they're like, here's the next band, and then their countdown would start, and they would kind of go into like the video for it, and they would play like 3 or 4 songs and stuff, and then kind of go off. But so yeah, it was cool. It was like one of the first times that I'd seen anything like that, where it was like the overall concept was just get a bunch of bands together that are on our label, either on a label or just like a select kind of music, and then just like just run it all day, and then just have it be like a show kind of, which is cool. So I feel like we'll kind of be seeing more stuff like that. But yeah, there was a lot of like really sick bands that were on it for the first half of it I saw.
That's fucking awesome. Yeah, I think that's something that we need to start keeping an eye out for. But at the same time, man, like I'm gonna probably have to have a repairman on retainer to come fix all the holes that I will make in the walls. Not from my fists, but just from my shoulders and pretending I'm moshing.
Yeah.
Probably gonna need to buy a new couch.
Yeah.
I'm gonna body slam it a few times. Super.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. Yeah, this is not an easy thing for metalheads. Because this is, there's just so much that goes into the live shows for us.
Mm.
And to take that away is taking away a gigantic piece of our community. And this summer was going to be so fucking huge for metal, dude. All the metal tours that were happening this summer. Oh my God, this was going to be one of, like we talked about, go back in time on this podcast. Late last year, like we talked about, I said I think 2020 is going to be one of the biggest fucking metal concert or metal years ever. Like, metal is coming back this year. Like, Iron Maiden had a giant tour. Parkway Drive, Hatebreed, Slipknot, Lamb of God, Megadeth. And that's just fucking off the top of my head. Guns N' Roses, Rage Against the fucking Machine. Rage Against the fucking Machine.
Yeah. Coming back in 2020. Yeah. Green
Day, Weezer, Poison, Motley Crue, fucking Def Leppard. Like.
And then 2020 was all. Sorry.
That was good.
Like...
Yeah, dude. Like everybody was gonna be on tour, and it's just all axed.
Yeah.
Everybody. It was gonna be so many fucking tours this summer, it was going to be almost impossible to keep up with them. Like, that's how crazy it was about to be.
Oh, man. Fucking, that Thy Art, Fit for an Autopsy. Like,
Black Dahlia Murder, Testament, Carnifex.
We could go on and on about it, but yeah, those were, like,
Municipal Waste. Like,
yeah.
An unbelievable amount of shows that are canned. That I don't remember a year there were this many shows that I wanted to go to, and they all hadn't even been announced yet. They had only been announced through like barely even August.
Yeah.
Like we hadn't even gotten into the fall sets yet. Like,
it's rumored that Mayhem Fest was coming back.
Mayhem Fest.
Potentially.
Thank you for the segue, Aaron. Next thing I wanted to talk about was the fact that Mayhem Fest was going to come back this year, but like it was kind of still like we knew something was going to happen.
Yeah.
What was unclear was what, because like we just listed, all those bands had tours already this summer. So none of them would then be able to participate in a Mayhem Festival, at least not a full-on Mayhem Festival tour. So we even theorized on this show that maybe it would just be a one-off thing like Ozfest did in the, you know, when Ozfest kind of started, like stopped being a touring festival. And then they did the weekend Ozfest. They did a Not Fest, or Ozfest. They did a weekend Ozfest and then an Ozfest Not Fest few day thing, but it was never touring again past 2007. And we kind of said maybe that's what the route rocks, at least this iteration of the Mayhem Fest will take. Now all hope and plans of any Mayhem Fest coming back this year have been completely squashed. However, it has been completely confirmed now for summer of 2021. So 100% for sure next year Mayhem Fest is coming back. Now they have an entire year to plan for it. Now they can book all the bands they want to book. Now they can fucking hit all the cities they want to hit.
Wow.
Like now I feel like it'll be even, now I feel like there's no fucking way it's going to be a one-off. Now I feel like there's no fucking way it's not going to be a full-on tour.
Oh yeah. I heard even Warped Tour was going to come back, but
I heard that too. I saw something about that too.
Yeah. It's just yeah, I don't know. It's hard to tell because the post on it seemed kind of weird. It was like, because there, like you said, there was just a lot of speculation, but they didn't say anything. And then when everything was getting canceled or whatever, they were like, "Oh, bummer! Like we were gonna come back." Like it was almost like we weren't. We're just kind of fucking with you, but we're just saying this to kind of say it, which is the kind of context I took it in, which could, may or may not be true, but I hope it isn't, because I would really, I mean, like, that was still to this day some of my favorite shows I've ever been to.
Yeah.
And the possibility of that coming back after so long, after everybody kind of wrote it off or whatever, is pretty sick. And the possibility that could be back, in a year's time or whatever, is like, okay, like at this point, you could tell me, like you could tell me like Pantera is gonna do a reunion, and I'd be in 2020, I'd be like, all right.
I mean, sure. That's impossible.
Yeah. Oh, I know, but like that's kind of like the things that we're getting is like,
yeah,
like Slipknot and System of a Down are working on a new record, and it's like, oh, okay, like, all right.
Headlining Mayhem 2021, Slipknot, System of a Down, Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah.
Fucking, that would be utter chaos.
Yeah. Slayer, half of Slayer and Pantera.
Nope. Can't have Slayer. They can't come back.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're not allowed. They are allowed. They are allowed. But I feel like they're not gonna. You know what I mean?
No, I don't either. Yeah.
But Kerry King is working on a secret project right now.
That's, yeah.
And so is Jasta. And I don't know if you heard the latest Jasta episode, but at the end of it, when he's doing the ending reads, the way his voice sounds is the same way it sounded on the episodes back in like January or February, right as and after he was done recording the new Jost album. So he's laying down vocals for a new secret project right now.
Yeah.
And I'm very excited about that. And they are, of course, a Mayhem veteran. Another Mayhem veteran that I want to talk about right now is Devil Driver. We finally
real exciting.
Have news about the new Devil Driver. Dez Fafara and Devil Driver accounts posted today. Turn on notifications. This Thursday, May 21st. All hell breaks loose.
So exciting.
I cannot begin to describe the excitement that shot through my body when I saw that. Oh my God.
Go.
We are right now sitting here.
I'm listening. I'm just going to do something real quick.
Go ahead. Less than 48 hours away from potentially new Devil Driver and news about the new Devil Driver supposedly double album that they have been teasing for well over, like, I would even say at this point almost 2 years, because they were teasing it before the Country Outlaws record.
Yeah. Yeah, long before that. It was like, oh, we got a double, and then they put out this cover record.
Yep. So we got
This is because didn't they do a couple of, like, weren't there a few of their members that they like changed or switched up on this one, or is this
not this one?
I'm thinking of might have been the last one.
It was the one before the Country Outlaws. Trust No One.
Oh yeah, that was big.
Yeah. So that was the big change up one. Then they did the Country Outlaws. Now they got this. So I cannot be more excited because I'm not gonna lie. I am an unbelievably gigantic Devil Driver fan. I mean, fuck me. Hold on. I'll show it to you right here. Hanging in the crypt right now.
Oh yeah.
Country Outlaws Till the End flag. Devil Driver. Devil Driver is in my like big four, my personal like big four kind of a thing. Like they're one of my favorite fucking bands. I've seen them so many times, and all of their albums just increasingly were amazing until that big change up. And I feel like Trust No One was a big change up for them, and there were some growing pains on that album for me personally as a fan. Some things that I just did not gravitate to as much as their previous albums. So, but
yeah, I fully agree that the last one, it was good.
It's not a bad album.
Yeah.
But it's just not like
they
were just up and up and up and up and up and up until that one for me.
Yeah.
Personally. And I understand you got new members. There's growing pains. I get that.
Yeah.
And I'm a fucking diehard. So there's nothing they're going to release I'm not going to buy hard copy of because I've loved them so much for so many years. So
they were one of the first big like gateway bands for me as far as like really like getting into the heavier stuff. It was them and Lamb of God probably around the same time.
That's what I'm talking about. That's why they're in my big four. There's the Lamb of God, Devil Driver, Children of Bodom. You know what I mean? Like these three bands are so fucking critical to me. And now Children of Bodom doesn't even exist anymore. Lamb of God has gone through a giant lineup change, and now so has Devil Driver. Devil Driver had I just didn't gravitate towards that album as much as I was hoping I would. But the Country Outlaws album, I really gravitated towards.
Yeah.
And it's a cover album. So, but like there were and like we've talked about many times, there are multiple ways to do a cover song or a cover album. You either do it verbatim or you put your own twist on it. You whatever-eyes it, whatever your band's name, eyes it. So in this case, they Devil Driver-ized it in a big bad way. Like these are Devil Driver songs but they are covers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're not just covers. They are Devil Driver songs, but they're covers because they did it in the Devil Driver way. And I feel like that album, I heard growth in more harmony and like fluidity in terms of the musicians working together. I feel like a lot of the growing pains got worked out on that first album. They really came together. The country, put it this way, the Country Outlaw album got me even more excited about the next album as opposed to less excited.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So way more. So I am beyond excited to finally fucking hopefully hear something. Maybe even if it's a teaser, a single, something on this Thursday, which it looks like we will. Which will be tomorrow, which is the day after this gets posted. So because this will be out Wednesday.
I'm just excited that we live in a world where, for one, Black Dahlia put out a new record this year. Lamb of God is supposed to next month or
we are to the day 1 month away.
Yeah, that's a bunch of their new songs have been on rotation for me. And you know, the fact that we got a new one from them and we got a new one from Devil Driver is like okay, like you might not have shit, but like, man, we're gonna get hit with some real gnarly shit. We've already had Dahlia, Ozzy, Testament. We got Devil Driver coming. We got Lamb of God coming. Yeah, like this year, and potentially fucking Megadeth, Anthrax. There's so I'm blanking right now.
Yeah, I'm kind of blanking too.
Yeah.
But there are a lot more, like in potential here. Actually, fuck this. I got the list right here in front of me. What am I doing?
Like the fact that nobody's touring, the fact that those two bands are putting out something new means that it's even more of a possibility that we'll probably tour together.
We've already had Ozzy, Bogwraith, Heaven Shall Burn, Testament, Dahlia, Lamb of God coming. Now Devil Driver coming. Hatebreed, fucking Recorruptor, Accursed Creator, Cannibal Corpse, we know is working. That's another thing we were supposed to talk about.
Yeah.
Confirmed Cannibal Corpse is working on a new album. We know this because their cover artist, shout out to Vince Locke, Michigan artist, is working on their next cover right now.
Such a sick way to show, like, that post is cool.
So
like, really
amazing.
Subtle, like, working on a new Cannibal, no big deal. Like,
so amazing.
Yeah.
And then potentially we've had rumors of new AC/DC, new Iron Maiden. Definitely Megadeth is in the studio, as well as Anthrax. And that is what we had on tap off the bat, for this year alone. So, and hopefully we get that and maybe even a little bit more now that people can't tour and they're working on stuff. So, like you even had, what was it? There was another surprise Acacia Strain drop recently, right?
Oh yeah, they've been pumping out music pretty much since the start of the year. I haven't heard it yet, but yeah, I think I might have touched on it last time. They each every few weeks. I'm not sure if it's every week or I think it's every other week, because I don't think last week they put out one. But and as far as I know, it's gonna spell out DK, because
that's right.
They put out, it's like it's 2 songs apiece, and they've all been like letter specific. Like D, the first letter was D, the other one was E, C, and then A was today or last week. I don't know, last few days. Whatever. Regardless, it was recent. And yeah, like they're every album that they put out, everything that's new from them, I just get really excited about, because I feel like they've definitely changed their sound over the years, and with the last pretty much ever since Grave Bloom, after that they put out that EP that was like the 8-song kind of doom-ish EP that I love. And then, to have still continue to have new music from them is like, it's like, yes, like just heavy, like aggressive, just, I don't know. It's just cool. Just sick to have more music from them.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome. So, yeah, like there's a lot of new stuff out to be into, and there's a lot of new stuff potentially on the horizon to look forward to. Hopefully, it's able to get released, everything in production before the end of the year, especially like the Hatebreed album and everything like that. So, because the Lamb of God got delayed, and the Hatebreed got delayed, so hopefully it is able to come out. Same with the Devil Driver, you know what I mean? So, Ozzy, it's even rumored that Ozzy is already working on the next one.
Oh yeah. Did you speaking of new stuff, did you see that D. Snyder put out a new song?
Oh shit, I did see that, but I haven't heard it yet.
I haven't either. I was wondering if you listened to it or not.
No, I didn't yet, but I did see that he put out a new one, and it made me. I was like, oh shit. So yeah, I'm excited to hear that for sure.
It's cool. He's putting out something new after the badass record that was
For the Love of Metal,
which I still need a copy of, honestly.
Buy that shit, bro. I bet you can find that in Martyr Store. Shout out to Martyr Store.
Yeah.
But Indie Merch Store is back up and running, so.
Are they? Nice.
Yeah. Yep. So shout out to them as well. These are all places you should get band merch and support the artists that you love right now. 100%.
A lot of times I usually try to hit, like personal pages like Bandcamp stuff, and like, if I can, if it's possible, and if not, then just anywhere like Martyr Store or Night Shift, whoever.
Oh yeah. Fuck, I hit your fucking Bandcamp up recently because I realized I didn't have the fucking hat.
Yeah, I remember.
So that should be coming to me soon, baby.
Oh yeah. Those turned out so good.
Oh, I can't wait. Very excited for that.
You been jamming anything new lately? Or what you been?
Well, yeah, the fucking shit. I've gotten a lot of new stuff lately. Hold on one second. Got the fucking some signs of the Viva la Underdogs, of course. But then I also recently picked up some old Carnifex, some albums from the band Filth, Kingdom of Sorrow, Signs of the Swarm. I got The Gift of the Obsessed by The Absence.
Oh yeah.
I finally got a copy of Miasma. The Odyssey Undead by The Breathing Process.
That one's sick.
Shout out to them.
Yeah.
Let's see what else I got here. The fucking Humanicide by Death Angel. The With All Their Might Discarnate. A couple Whitechapel albums. Fucking Humanity's Last Breath. Abyssal. And The Hero Cycle by Like This City. Those ones I haven't heard yet. I just got them today. But so I've just been jamming a fuck ton of new stuff. But I'm not even gonna lie. It's getting warm for the first time of the year here in Michigan. So I'm really wanting like warm summertime heavy metal. And I've been listening to a lot of Carnifex, a lot of Parkway Drive, a lot of fucking. Today I was listening to some Battlecross. So a lot of that just fucking ruthless, heavy, big breakdowns, fucking just windows down summertime shit.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Devil Driver, The Clouds Over California,
Yeah. They do have, at least out of their stuff, they have a lot of like stuff that would be good for obviously winter, like Winter Kills or whatever.
Yep. Devil Driver is one of the bands where if you go through their entire discography, there are different albums for different seasons.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, definitely.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
And it's mostly based on when they actually, at least they're based on either when I first heard them or when they first came out.
Yeah.
Because some of them came out before I knew who they were. So like when I first heard them, like Clouds Over California and stuff like that was in the summertime. So I associate it with that.
Yeah.
Last Kind Words, Fury of Maker's Hand. Those are the albums that I heard first in the summertime when I first discovered them. Mm-hmm. So, but then like you said, like Winter Kills. I think Beast, and especially Pray for. I know for 90% sure Pray for Villains came out in the fall. Because that album feels very fall to me.
Yeah.
Especially the November track.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite tracks. Oh God, I love that fucking album. Pray for Villains. So fucking good. What about you? What have you been jamming to besides Venomous?
Yeah, that one. A lot of Dahlia. I've been really. I've been like super into like just heavy death metal lately. Like just mean, aggressive, angry shit.
Chaos.
So for me, it's been a lot of Job for a Cowboy. I've been getting back into a lot of Black Dahlia, a lot of Meshuggah, like a lot of Meshuggah.
Interesting.
Kolos is like it's some of their music. Like I sent you a few songs today in the chat or whatever. Like some of it is like my brain can't make sense of this, like, because it's such different like tempos and like time changes and stuff, and like it's all put together to be like this one idea, but like their songs are so like chaotic and rhythmic and stuff, and it's just cool to, I don't know, just super aggressive shit. And it's really like drum related too, I feel like, which is kind of why. But yeah, a lot of that, a lot of so Job for a Cowboy, Genesis, Dying Fetus, a lot of Cannibal Corpse. So just kind of, you know, like that, just unapologetic, like
the meanest shit you can find.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
On top of, you know, some Run the Jewels, which is, I think they got a new one coming out.
They're good.
Yeah. A lot of.
I like them. They're gonna tour with Rage. They're gonna open for Rage.
Yeah. Yeah, they got. We talked about them last time. I mentioned them. They got a few songs on it, which is cool. So, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know I knew who they were.
Oh, and obviously, Death Atlas. I can't stop listening to that. Like,
no, yeah, I finally ordered up to more of their albums. I'm just waiting for them to arrive, and I will be going on a deep dive into them when those arrive.
I've been meaning to go back to the Anthropocene Extinction and Monolith of Inhumanity.
Those are the ones I ordered.
Those are, yeah, between like up to probably the Harvest Floor, because that was the first album I got into them on.
Okay.
So, and admittedly, I haven't really heard too much of the other ones, but I know they have a shit ton of them out still. I think there's let's see, 5 before that.
I know I need to own a copy of Humanure because of the cover of that.
Yeah. Right?
It just speaks to me.
Ridiculous.
I fucking love that cover so much. I feel, because that's the thing, is I remember seeing that cover a long time ago in the store, like when around the same time I first discovered Cannibal Corpse and the Wretched Spawn cover. And I feel like I remember seeing that one in the store at the same time or around the same time. Like, it's one that was just imprinted in my brain from the past, and I just never bought it for whatever reason. You know what I mean? I don't know. And now I'm super into that band, and now I need to go back and own a copy of that album, that cover, and I need to hear what's on that album now, like that.
Oh, it's crazy because, like, and maybe because kind of the reason I haven't really gone super back into their, like, deep into their stuff is, like, a lot of the earlier stuff, mostly up to the Harvest Floor, which is 2009, and then after that, Monolith was 2012. It's a lot more grindy. It's a lot more.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Like, just really like abrasive kind of stuff, really fast, and not so much like, you know, like they definitely crafted their sound a bit more and like refined it over the last 3 records, which is why the last 2, and especially Anthropocene Extinction, like that record got me into them. Monolith is really good. I think there's a lot of songs on it that definitely stand with what they're doing now. But like, man, there's something about, you know, Anthropocene Extinction that just like it's not as like depressive as Death Atlas is, because let's be honest, like, you know, it's not the greatest like mood record, but you know, Anthropocene is just like it's more darker and it's more like violent than I would say probably anything. Like it's more of just kind of like a sad feeling record, but it's not so much like the world's fucked. Like you know what I mean?
Real. I know what you're saying.
And I think there's a few songs on it. The Prophets of Loss and Not Suitable for Life are like
Piissimo.
just so good. Yeah. So, but yeah, that list, man. That would've been, yeah, I couldn't. It's like Italia, like
Italia.
yeah.
That's all that you did right there.
Like the best pasta you've ever, the best rigatoni you've ever.
Like, the best rigatoni.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what was that? Never mind. Go on.
Anthropocene and Extinction is like the best plate of spaghetti you've ever had.
There we go.
It might be, but like
I want the gabagool. It's the best plate of gabagool you've ever had.
Not, but you'll have to tell me when you listen to it.
I'll have the gabagool and a side salad. If the salad comes on top, I'll send it back.
I want the 10-piece chicken nuggets, but I want you to take 2 of them.
Shove them up your ass. I want an 8-piece, or no, I think it was a 6-piece nugget. Oh my God, dude! That shout out to Tenacious D and The Office.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that bit on Tenacious D used to make me cry laughing like every morning on my way to school on the bus.
Yeah.
Like, I was in tears. I would listen to that on a fucking CD player that I had in my lap with some headphones, and I would cry laughing so hard. Like,
Tribute came up on my YouTube the other day. I was listening to stuff and I was like, all right, sure. And I just listened to it. I was like, dude, this is so good. Like,
this is the greatest and best song in the world.
Yeah.
Tribute.
There's that line at the end of it where he's like, we tried to re-record it and it ended up turning out nothing like this song or something like that. Like the song we're talking about
the song we sang actually sounded nothing like this song. This is just a tribute. You've gotta believe us. I wish you were there. Just a matter of opinion.
Yeah.
God damn it, dude. This song is fucking genius. Oh my God. I fucking love them so much. That was another tour that got canned. Tenacious D was supposed to be here. Yeah.
Yeah.
God damn it.
He did a video recently on his channel. It was with Tony Hawk, and they played the remaster of the Pro Skater games, which by the way
looks so dope.
I'm so nervous because the 5th one shit the bed so hard. Like it was terrible.
But isn't this just a remaster of the originals?
This is from my understanding it's a complete like reworking. Like they took the source material from the 2 original games and like brought it into like they kind of like reworked it. So it's not like
they updated everything.
Yeah.
And
But yeah. Like soundtrack's supposed to be fairly similar to what it was, which I mean
I don't know. I cannot tell you any other games. Like there should almost be. I feel like somebody should maybe make some kind of documentary about Tony Hawk or something, like they did the Michael Jordan documentary, because those video games, and there's never been a soundtrack to a video game maybe outside of fucking Guitar Hero, which is entirely based on its soundtrack, like that had an impact like that. Like those Tony Hawk soundtracks had an impact. Like it got people into music like Guitar Hero did.
Mm-hmm.
In a big bad way.
It was the first time where you had, it was like that was the sound of the era. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like it was punk music, and it was rock bands, and it was like that was everybody wanted to be in a band for whatever reason. Like it was everybody was trying to do it, and then like on top of that, like X Games were gigantic at that time.
Yep.
Like extreme sports and all that were the thing. And
yeah, I mean Tony Hawk made that shit so much more legitimate at that point in time, just like Michael Jordan did with basketball.
Yeah.
And yeah, like there's that's a documentary that I would watch.
Yeah.
Because I remember that shit.
Biography stuff on him, but yeah, to see it in that kind of a context, and it kind of like would be crazy.
That'd be cool.
But yeah, he like that was because when I and I still am, like I still love watching skateboarding, I still love extreme sports and stuff, but that was like it was mostly because of that game, and it was mostly because of like it's like like it's cool, like I can like it's just and like the fact of like skateboarding games are pretty much non-existent right now. I mean, everybody wants to skate 3. I don't know, 3 or 4. I don't know.
Well, what I think everybody wants is a remastered Tony Hawk 1 and 2.
Yeah. Right, yeah.
That's what we're about to get.
I saw that, and like for one I was nervous, but when I saw kind of like the playthrough and stuff and kind of like how it looked, I was like, dude, I'm so excited about this.
Right. It looks really good. It looks really good. And that's coming from someone who is a very passive gamer who never owned a system and had a Tony Hawk game. Mm-hmm. I think I started buying systems on my own like after they stopped making Tony Hawk games. So like I'm a very passive gamer. So I would never, if I were to describe myself as a gamer in any way, shape, or form, I'd be a fucking poser. You know what I mean? I'm not a fucking gamer. I'm terrible at them. But there's a few that I really enjoy, like Red Dead and stuff like that. But they're like those games like that I might pick up because it just looks so incredible. And I remember going over to my friend's house and playing those games when I was younger. And really enjoying them, and it is getting. I feel like it's getting all the buzz it deserves. That's for sure.
Yeah, well, I feel like I'm in the same boat as a lot of people because I wanted so badly for the 5th one to be like, because it's Pro Skater, like the whole title, the whole like trademark of it was on it, and then it came out and it was like broken. Like it was one of the most broken games, and it was like could have had something amazing here. Like could have had like a resurgence of it, and it just bombed. Like you can't even really play it anymore. It's so bad. And so the fact that like they at first when I heard it, I was like, I want to be excited, but there's also that possibility of it just being the same.
Yeah.
It wasn't really until I saw that Jack Black video with where he was playing it and stuff, and they were kind of talking about it. I was like, all right, this is something to be excited about. So
yeah. Fuck yeah. Well, here before we, I'm gonna get up and take a piss real quick.
For sure.
So plug fucking Bog Wraith and stuff.
All right. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Hope y'all are doing well. Like I said, I don't really got too terribly much to plug this, this time, and because of all the crazy, stay inside, big old scary monsters outside and all that stuff happening. But yeah, if like I've said before on previous podcasts, if you want to support Bog Wraith, if you want to support, now is the time to do it because everybody's struggling right now, and it's really tough to for anybody to even kind of think about the next step musically, and as far as like shows and playing everything, and everything's pretty unpredictable. And so the one thing that you can do to help bands out, I've been pulling my weight myself, as far as supporting your friends' bands and supporting just things that you love, because that's what it's about. And sometimes you just gotta you know, you got to put it in perspective that there's a chance that this might not happen, and there's a chance that we could be without live music for a long time, and so in order to keep the keep the flame alive and to keep bands wanting to make music and stuff, it's up to all of us to pull our weight and to really put money and support the things that we love. So I guess with that said, anything like I said, we got our Bandcamp page up. We have a lot of our music is on Spotify. Any streams you do helps us out immensely. That's really what it's about right now, and that's how you can show the most support is just by streaming your favorite bands. Hit us up on Instagram, Facebook. We got a Twitter. We got I don't know if I plugged the YouTube yet. We got YouTube. Just all the
Twitch.
basics. So yeah, Twitch. We've been talking pretty regularly lately about kind of how we're going to get back into things and how we're trying to like we definitely want more than anything for us to be able to get back on and for us to be able to to communicate with you guys and to just to have that sort of reconnection again. And unfortunately with the way that things have kind of been pushed back, it's been kind of tough for us to feel okay about doing this again and being all in the room again for the same time, at the same time, and kind of doing everything. And it sucks because it's something that I really enjoy, and I can speak for everybody else, and I can say it. I feel like we all miss it, and we all just want to have that again. So as soon as we can, we'll be back at it, and we'll be be hanging out with you guys, and I'm really looking forward to it because I've been definitely taking this time to kind of learn how to do different things and kind of like perfecting my instrument a little bit more and kind of working on stuff. So I just hope that you guys hang in there for a little bit longer because we got some kind of cool stuff talking, hanging out. So yeah, I don't know. Support what you love, basically.
Release the ogre track.
Yeah, we could do that. I
don't even think I fucking. I know it is, but I'm not on anybody's Patreon. I don't understand how that works. Well, so I'm a fucking caveman. So I don't understand Patreon, and I would be on it if I knew how it worked, but I haven't even heard that track yet. So you should release it on the Bandcamp.
Yeah, I know we talked about releasing it.
I want it. Well, at least put it on iTunes so I can get it.
Yeah. Or I could just send it to you. I don't know why I didn't think about it, but
you could do that, bro.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I know. That was my bad.
But anyway, on to the last thing I wanted to talk about. Yeah, be sure to follow Bog Wraith on everything, absolutely, and quite frankly, any other band that has been willing to associate themselves with us on this podcast, including A Fitting Revenge, Suffocating Lie, Recorruptor, all amazing and incredible fucking bands. Check them all out.
I don't have copies of all of them, but we still have copies of this.
There you go, people.
Copies. We got some of these left.
Oh shit.
Beautiful work of art.
Oh my god, it's gorgeous.
And we have the new one, Titan.
Sex on a Stick.
For you. Yeah. So I do not have Omen in here. I thought I had a copy of it in here, but I don't.
And guess what? You fucking here, let's see. When you order a copy, if you order a physical copy of a Bog Wraith CD, I'm signing you up for this, Aaron. If you order a physical copy of a Bog Wraith CD, fucking as soon as you do that, comment on whatever the most recent Lost in the Dark podcast post is on Facebook or Instagram. You comment on there. You let us know that you ordered a physical copy of a Bog Wraith CD, and at the very least, Aaron will sign it. If you want me to sign it, I'll sign it, but I doubt you do, because I had nothing to do with it. But if Aaron can get a couple other band members to sign it, he will. So, comment on order a physical copy, and then comment that you did, on a Lost in the Dark post on Facebook or Instagram, and we will see it, and we will get you some signatures on there. Whatever signatures, we will reach back out to you to find out what signatures you want. There you go.
I'll put it out there, and most of the time, if we can all sign it, we do. It's not really out of the. I mean, no, it's still odd to me that people want my signature on shit, but
I'm just saying that because it might be a little bit difficult now.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Because we're all in quarantine, so. Yeah. But we'll do. Yeah, we'll find a way. We'll find a way. So if you order a physical copy off of Ballgraves Bandcamp and then comment on one of the most recent posts that you see on Lost in the Dark Podcast's Facebook or Instagram, then you can we'll reach back out to you and find out what signatures you want. We'll get that out to you. Yeah, there you go. Oh, yeah. It's a little fun. It's a little fun. Yeah. So now on to the final topic of the night. Aaron, you and I just finished watching on Sunday this incredible, unbelievable 10-part documentary, The Last Dance, about Michael Jordan.
Yeah. If you haven't seen it, I couldn't recommend it more. Like it is inspiring as much as anything could be. Like it is, and for somebody like I and kind of while watching this, I don't know if you wanted to add anything to it, to what you're saying, but or if you just want to go right into it, but like what I know of Michael Jordan is the late, because I was born in '94. Okay, I was kind of like, I don't really fully remember the, like, and I know you're sitting there kind of laughing because you probably remember way more than I do of it, but
not way more, but a little bit.
Just no, and so I was kind of like, around the time, like I say like 99, like 98, 99 was when I first was like could put it together and be like, oh, well, this guy's like a big deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
And ever since then, it was him and it was Kobe Bryant that were the two, and Shaq and all them, and it was the Bulls and everything like that. And so to see the entire story and to kind of see like just like the backstory, like because you don't really see a whole lot of that in the sports world. Like you don't really see that kind of, unless it's somebody that's like that's super iconic, and that's somebody that's like a household name, or like Jordan, or like LeBron or whoever. Like you don't really hear about the trial years, or the all the behind, like the back talking kind of stuff, or like the practice footage, or the anything like that, or really talking about like who this person was, or who like kind of everything that happened. And the fact that it was so detailed and so in depth with everything was just like, I couldn't stop watching it. I was like, and I'm actually kind of sad that it's over, because like I enjoyed it so much more than I thought I was going to.
It's definitely one that I'm willing to go, that I want to go back and watch again.
Yeah.
Fuck, what'd you just say? No, yeah, like it's the documentary itself is incredible. See, for me, I was born in '89, and I'm gonna turn around just to show you what's on the other side of this hat real quick. Tell me when you can see it, because I won't be able to see.
All right. Yeah.
Bad boys. All right. So I was born in '89 in Wyandotte, Michigan, just outside of Detroit. And so, like, for me as a kid, I, like, my family were all Detroit fans. So I was a Detroit fan. But during Detroit's true dynasty, the greatest, probably, in my opinion, the second greatest basketball dynasty outside of the Bulls, the Bad Boys.
Yeah.
And fuck what everybody says. The like I was 1, 2, 3, 4 years old as the Bulls began to be able to dominate them, because they had, as Jordan says himself in the documentary, toughest team he's ever played, and he had to work harder than he had to work for any other team to beat the Bad Bulls. So
you just 1 second.
Go ahead. No, I'm going off. That's Jordan himself. So that's the reality of the situation. So for me, growing up, like I was too young at that point in time to appreciate that dynasty at that point in time. So as a kid, getting into elementary school in, I don't know, 93, 94, somewhere in there, the world became Michael Jordan. It was Be Like Mike. And that shit really blew my mind, because I had totally not thought about that whole ad campaign since I was a kid. So like seeing some of those commercials in the documentary really like rushed back a lot of memories. It was fucking crazy for me. All through elementary school, I played basketball. I was just, but basketball itself was never really my passion. I was just a massive, massive, massive Michael Jordan fan. Like when I'm a fucking Space Jam kid. I'm a Space Jam kid. I saw. Here we go. Hang on. I want Aaron to hear this. Put your headphones in. Can you hear me? Okay. No. So I was just saying, like the whole fucking like Be Like Mike campaign, like that brought back, like I hadn't thought about that since I was a kid.
Yeah.
So like I was too young to appreciate the Pistons dynasty when it happened, but as I became, a kid in elementary school, the world was Michael Jordan, and it was the Be Like Mike campaign. I hadn't thought about that, and like seeing some of those commercials brought back, like it was like a wave of memories. Mm-hmm. I was like, holy shit, I forgot all about this.
Yeah.
And fucking and then I, like I just said, I was a Space Jam kid. You know what I mean? I saw Space Jam in the theaters, and I grew up on fucking Looney Tunes. Like, so, like that, like Michael Jordan was such a big deal to me from like the year I was born until like, right around 99, 2000 when the Bulls broke up and he retired, and, he eventually came back on the Wizards and everything, but the documentary never even really went into that.
Yeah. That was kind of weird.
But it fucking.
I'm also kind of surprised that they didn't talk about I mean, they mentioned a lot of the McDonald's stuff, but there was two that I wanted them to talk about. There was this self-help ad where it's a meme now, where it's McDonald's. He's like, "Stop it, get some help," or whatever.
I don't remember that.
I'll have to send you that one. No, it's old school. And then it was another McDonald's ad. It was him and Larry Bird, and they're doing that shootout contest. It was a McDonald's ad. He's like off the backboard, through the window, like they're trying to do like these crazy shots or whatever.
Oh shit, I do remember that one.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's crazy.
And and like you said, the Be Like Mike thing was like, like as soon as that song came out, I was like, holy shit! Like I forgot this was even a thing at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy for me that two metalheads are sitting here talking about this, but like the first 10 years of my life, I idolized Michael Jordan on a level I remember staying up later than everybody else in my house to watch him play. Like I loved watching him play so much, and now being an adult and being able to look back on it and see this documentary and the 30 for 30 about the Bad Boys,
that was awesome.
Which in a big way, if you watch that documentary and this documentary, it's like two sides of the coin in certain sense. Obviously, the Michael Jordan one goes a lot deeper and into other parts, but it definitely shows the other side of the coin of the Bad Boys story, and it is incredible. And yeah, man, like it's just fucking. Hey, I'll always love the Bad Boys. Like they are. Look, Michael Jordan will always be my favorite player forever, but the Bad Boys are my favorite team.
That's fair.
So fuck what everybody says. Detroit Rock City, the Motor City, the Bad Boys were Detroit. They were Detroit.
Yeah.
And we'll always love that. Everybody from that area will always love that, I feel. So
there was a couple of things that I took from it. One of the things was I love how, and there's so many times, especially within the last couple episodes, because that's when it really got into like the guts of his stardom and his the fame and all that stuff. Like it was cool to see that side and to see the when they're talking about he's saying something about like being famous, and he's saying something that like comes with it all, and he was like, if I ever had to do it again, he's like, I wouldn't want to be a role model to anybody. And
that was when the Be Like Mike campaign, he was like, I wouldn't have done that.
And the thing that like it's wild to me that there's all those pictures and like the still images and the shots of him like after the games, like being bombarded by microphones and by reporters and by everything. Like for one, I don't feel like you see as much of that anymore. Maybe you do. I don't know, but it's in kind of a different sense. But
it wasn't like that.
Yeah, and like
it was like that.
It was insane to see like somebody that had such a massive like icon effect to him at one time, and it was like it was as if, and there was a few times where somebody it was as if like the Pope and Jesus came to town or something like that. I don't know. There was some quote by somebody. It was like, I don't know. It's crazy, and like even so, like even now, through all of like his the gambling stuff that happened and all of like the lawsuits and stuff, and like for one, it's crazy to see somebody like deal with that and have it be like solely by themselves, and it's crazy that like just one person can have such a massive impact on sports and on culture in general for select amount of time. But also like I loved the games, like the game footage and stuff, and like this like the talk about all of like the smack talk between everybody during practice and stuff, and him being like I had to do that to get the team to where it was supposed to be, or I had to kind of like step up and kind of like be that dickhead, or that that somebody that was just kind of like yelling at everybody to kind of get it, because it's really a tale of sportsmanship and of like the human spirit, really, because showing all the times that he was defeated and stuff, and all the times that he lost games and came back the next one and won 5 more. Like, okay, we'll lose the first one, but I'll give you the first one, but I'm gonna kick your ass like 5 times over, that kind of thing. Like, it's just like, I don't know, it's really, really inspiring, and it was cool to kind of see all of that and the thing that stuck with me the most was the Father's Day game and all of that stuff. I didn't really know any of that about his dad. Like, I don't really remember any of that happening or people talking about that and stuff. And to see that on footage and to see all of that, and it's just like, it shook me, man. Like it was one of those moments where I was like, wow, like that's insane. Like that's.
See, I loosely do remember some of that, and I vividly remember when he retired.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. A lot of that stuff is it went so in depth with so much of that, and it did such a good job with it all, and yeah, like that whole thing about the pizza when everybody thought it was the flu.
Oh yeah.
Like it's always been called the flu game.
Yeah.
Like it's always that is that game's name. And when I saw that, I was like, you got to be shitting me. Like this is, I didn't know that. You know what I mean? Like that was it. Like there was so much in there that I didn't know, and that made it so much better to me.
Yeah.
That was it was fucking. It was fucking great.
That's what I mean. Like there's just the way that it was presented and just how they tied it all together. Really, like, you know, they set the scene for it, but they also, like, you know, that there was segments in there from Michael talking about it and from everybody else that was saying, like, you know, this was, you know, just kind of how, like, you know, recollecting how it was, and then actually to see like footage of it is like I got chills a couple of times watching.
Yeah.
That.
Oh yeah, a bunch of times.
You know,
it was fucking phenomenal. One of the best, like, especially multi-part documentaries I've seen in a long time. I really hope they come out with it on DVD.
Yeah.
Because I will buy that. Because I'm sure there's tons and tons and tons of bonus footage that was not aired.
Yeah.
When you consider you got, like, there were like Justin Timberlake was in it for like 4 seconds.
Yeah.
You know they asked him more than one question.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
What was the rest of that interview?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
So I want to see all of that footage. They should definitely put all that out on DVD or on digital or something. Like I want to see all that really bad. But
yeah.
And then Justin Timberlake is just the one that popped in my head. There was tons of other like giant stars in that were, yeah, and it was fucking awesome. Like how much they went into everything about it. It was one of the best documentaries I've seen in a really long time. And
yeah,
absolutely, if you ever were a Jordan fan, even if you weren't, maybe you should check it out because it's like you said, it's fucking inspiring. It shows you a human being that operates on a gear that most people never. That I think everybody has, but most people never switch into.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's really something I walked away with was like, you know, it's a story of somebody that gave their life to this sport and gave their, you know, everything to it, but it's also about, you know, just overcoming everything, really, like, you know, all the, I mean, how does somebody that at one point was the biggest face in the world for anything, and then all of a sudden like is just, and you know, to have a few like little slip ups here and there as far as like career stuff, you know, with the gambling and all that, but also like how you know, how somebody like that was able to come back from it, and how you were able to, you know, how you were able to kind of go against the opposition of it, and kind of like, you know, all the stuff about you know, all the baseball stuff and all of like the, you know, people saying like, oh well, he's, you know, that's just a waste of time and it's embarrassment to basket or baseball or whatever, and then he comes back and they were like, he could have probably went pro if he went with it. And like it was one of those moments where I was like, you know, this is showing what happens when you give everything to something that you're passionate about, and you just kind of just do it without even really trying, without even, you know, but you give everything that you have to it, and you know, and sometimes it takes getting through certain things to kind of, you know, recognize kind of where you're at with everything. And so I don't know, it's just like I really want to watch it again, honestly. Like it's really good.
Yeah, I do too. It was a fucking incredible documentary and brought back a lot of memories, and it's actually kind of crazy because like I don't even think my dad is watching this or knows about it, but he like for whatever, for dad reasons, he posted like a little kid picture of me on Facebook a couple days ago of me literally holding I'm in my elementary school basketball team's t-shirt and I'm holding a Michael Jordan basketball.
Yeah.
I was like
yeah.
Right there.
Say it, yeah.
Like that's what it was. So when I was a kid, man, Michael Jordan, like before for me, like I guess you could say my biggest thing was Michael Jordan, and then you go through that weird transition period for a few years, and then I found heavy metal.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the basketball, like, and now, and I'm not even gonna lie, now I can't even watch basketball now. I pretty much despise it because of how, like, the rules have changed so much and it's so fucking nerfed. It's not like you'll literally watch an entire fucking whatever and there won't be any whistles called until the last 120 seconds. And then every time the ball gets passed, a whistle gets called. It's like, what? Yeah. They're not doing anything. Like, it's so fucking ridiculous to even watch now. It's boring, pointless, and stupid to me. Like, I can't even do it. I can't even do it. Like, I used to love basketball so much, I can't even do it anymore. Because it's just fucking nerfed. And, like, just, I see the collage. I see the rhythm of it. You know what I mean? I see what they're doing. And it does not draw me in at all. It's like you play, and then last 2 minutes or last 1 minute, we're going to blow the whistle every single time the ball gets put on the court. And the last 2 minutes of the game are completed on the free throw line. And that's not the kind of game I want to watch. Like, yeah. I don't want to watch a football game where the last 2 minutes are completed on the fucking field goal line. You know what I mean? And when that's every single fucking basketball game, every single one, like, I can't. No.
Yeah.
Can't even do it anymore. This is when basketball was real.
Yeah. Well, you could definitely see it. Like, it was a different kind of.
It was a different game. It was a contact sport.
Different game entirely. Really, yeah.
Yep. And yeah, it was fucking. And if you it was incredible. And if you watch the fucking Bad Boys documentary, like, honestly, if you know basketball history, you know that, like, see, that's the thing, is everybody wants to just shit on Detroit. That's what it all comes down to me. Maybe no question, I'm biased as fuck. But like, even in the Bad Boys documentary, they said, like, you could call the Bulls the Bad Boys. You could have called the Celtics or the Lakers before the Pistons and the Bulls the Bad Boys. Like, they all did the same physical shit. It was just the Bad Boys that got shit on for it. It was just the Pistons that got shit on for it. Like, the whole thing about walking off the court early. So did the Bulls. So did the fucking Celtics. Like, they all fucking did it at one point, but it was just the Bad Boys that got, like, did it in that dramatic of a fashion or something. You know what I mean? I don't know. Oh, yeah. But, like, it's fucking, yeah, it was. I love the Bad Boys.
Yeah, that's.
That'll never change. And that's definitely a 30 for 30 worth checking out. I'd recommend watching that and then watching the Jordan documentary, because it really is like two sides of the same documentary. Yeah. It really is fascinating. So. But the 30 for 30 on the Bad Boys is one of my favorite documentaries of all time.
Yeah, that was really cool. I like that one.
Like, just the like showing Detroit at a time like that, and them, like, and in the 90s when it was, as bad as it ever was almost, and having them have something like that to rally around was fucking special. So that was cool to see in that documentary. But this Jordan documentary was unfucking believable. Everybody should watch it. And yeah, honestly, I'm sure we'll bring it up again in the future, but that's kind of all I can think of to say about it right now.
Yeah, I just, it was so cool to just kind of see the rest of, his whole career, kind of what happened, but also how it kind of showed everybody else's role in it, because it wasn't just Jordan that made up the Bulls, and it wasn't, I mean, there was a few others, but at the same time, like, it was cool to see how it kind of showcased, like, the first half of his career. It was like really selfish basketball. Like, it was really, it was mostly just like get the ball to him and he'll just kind of win you a championship, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't really until, like, later on in his career, when he came back to basketball, how it was like, you can't just play on your own. Like, it's because eventually people are going to catch on. Eventually everybody else is going to try to guard you, making it possible, and you got to kind of rely on your team and stuff. And it was just cool to see that, that kind of put in that, that kind of perspective, because at one time, like, it was, I mean, they even showed it, like, at one time, all the shots, like, the entire game, like, he'd make like 50 points a game or whatever, and like carry the team and stuff. And then towards about the middle of it, when, like I said, when he came back and everything, like, it was more so of like a team game, and it was more of like a, like,
Yeah.
rely on these other people, rely on your strengths more than just this one person. And I feel like, kind of, and I'm kind of in the same boat as you. Like, I don't really watch a ton of basketball. I haven't really in a while. Mostly, I'm honestly, like, unless it's like MSU, I really don't.
Unless they're like in the playoffs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If MSU or the Pistons are in the playoffs, I'll watch it, but I will sit there and bitch about it the entire time too. So
Yeah.
I'm not fun to watch it with. But
Yeah. So I don't
this
know.
isn't even fucking basketball.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know,
Like-
just, yeah. Like, and as far as, like, because I, when people were first kind of talking about it, I was like, oh, that'd be cool or whatever. And, like, I started watching it, and I think like the first 3 episodes or whatever. And then I was like, man, this is like a lot of this stuff I had no idea about. And the only thing that was kind of crazy was, or just kind of hard to follow, really, was like there was a lot of jumping around from like the years. And that was kind of the moment where I was like, oh wait, like, and especially when they're talking about like the retirement stuff. Because they talked about it, they showed that, and then right after that, they were like, oh, 98, like, or wherever, and
that's kind of part of the reason why I want to watch it again, because I remember watching it, and I remember at one point totally understanding why they were doing that. Like, they did that for a very specific purpose,
right?
And it was to show continuities between the past and the future, I think, in certain ways and things like that, and to show things. Like, they would always, every time they switched time, it would be based off something said in the past or the future.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it was always based on something, and then they would almost transfer in time to show an example of that thing, and then go in deeper onto that topic. So it was almost like introducing a topic. And I think it was really, really well done. But it was very unique in the way it was done. So I agree, seeing it for the first time made it almost a little bit difficult to follow, especially if you see it spaced out. But I feel like if I sit down and watch it all together in more of a straight shot, or maybe a 2-shot, thing, because it's so long, then it would come together better. You know what I'm saying? I think it was because it wasn't all just dropped at once on the Netflix or the fucking Prime or whatever. That it made it a little bit more feel a little more jumpy, as opposed to the purpose that those jumps were meant to have. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I want to. That's another reason why I want to sit down and watch it top to bottom again, because straight through. Because I agree with you on that. But I feel like on the second watch through, it'll all really click and come together for me as a viewer personally. You know what I mean?
Well, that's kind of a different perspective on it that I have, I guess, because I did watch it when it was all the way through.
Okay.
I like the only difference was when it was like when it was wrapping up. When we were talking about it the other night. I was like, I think I either just started it or I was like halfway through it. And then the last couple episodes aired, and then yesterday I finished it. So I must have watched like 4 or 5 of them yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Honest, but But yeah, I mean, even so, like sometimes, and you know, kind of what you're saying, like you know, they definitely did. There was intent for why they jumped around with the years and with all that stuff, but at times it was like it's like, oh, that's weird. Like it's just kind of weird, like you know how they like tied it together, but they didn't really talk about certain parts of it. They just kind of brought it back to this point and kind of, you know what I mean?
And it makes it harder to. It almost made it a little bit more difficult to like decipher, like, oh wait, when did this happen again? You know what I mean? Like it kind of made it harder to remember,
Yeah.
like what year this taking place and stuff like that. But at the same time, like I said, it all had a very specific purpose, and it was very well done. It was done in a unique way that it kept me engaged, and it was artfully done, I think. And I mean, that man is a human highlight reel. He is another level of human being, and was undoubtedly the greatest to have ever played, possibly ever will play that game. To this day, he is the greatest to have ever played that game. Fuck all your arguments. To this day, he is the greatest to have ever played that game. So
I agree.
It was unbelievable. I remember watching him as a kid, and it was so fucking cool to relive that in this 10-part documentary, and I just cannot recommend it enough. You know, we recommend a lot of documentaries on this show, and I tell you what, here, this is the test. If it gives me goosebumps, I'm gonna recommend it.
That's how I feel it.
That's the test. So if it gives me goosebumps, I'm gonna do a dark reflections about it. You know, it's the same with the albums. So if it has that insane effect on me, then I'm gonna talk about it. Like it's something. It has that same effect that, you know, metal albums have the first time I hear them, and you know, if it's like that, like it's fucking on that level to me. So I love this shit. I love it. I love documentaries. So yeah, I guess that's we should wrap this one up.
Yeah, I really
all right. Fuck yes. Fuck yes. And as Aaron already told you, be sure to follow Bogwraith on everything and check out Recorruptor, A Suffocating Lie and a Fitting Revenge on everything: YouTube, Bandcamp, Spotify, Facebook, Instagram, fucking Twitter. I don't even fucking know everything. There it is. Oh, look at that sexy beast. Get the hard copy. If you get the hard copy of a Bogwraith CD off Bandcamp, and then you comment on one of the most recent Lost in the Dark podcast, especially on this episode's link post on Facebook or Instagram, we will reach out to you. Let us know you bought it in the comment, and then we'll reach back out to you, and we'll get it signed for whoever you want it signed by. So, or everyone you want it signed by. So, yeah, if you do that, that'd be fucking awesome. But that's gonna be it for this episode. Be sure to follow Lost in the Dark on right now, just YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. So that's all we got right now. So I hope you liked this episode. Check out some of these documentaries we talked about. I hope you enjoy them, and as much as we did. And hopefully we gave you something maybe new to check out during this fucking lockdown quarantine if you are still in that. So yeah.
And also, you know, I mean, it's just kind of a side note for everything that's kind of going on. Just, you know, hope if you're listening, you're doing well. You know, hope everything's good. I know shit's kind of crazy right now, but, you know, even if we can give you just a little bit of just something to kind of get your mind off of stuff, you know, that's kind of what we're here for. So just hope y'all are doing well and, you know, surviving through all this. And if you're not, then, you know, hope for the best and speedy recovery and everything like that. So, because it's, you know, things are pretty unpredictable right now, and so if we can give you a chance to just kind of, you know, bullshit with us or whatever, then, you know, that's what it's about. So just hope everything's all good. So
absolutely, I cannot say it better myself. Like it's you know, you and I almost doing this right now is for a selfish reason, because it makes us feel better, and so maybe hopefully somebody watching this, it'll make them feel better too. and that would be incredible. And once again, reach out to us. We would love to hear any concert stories you have, any fucking paranormal. If you've ever experienced anything paranormal or strange or something you couldn't explain at all in your life, we would love to hear from you. I cannot express that enough. So reach out to us. I can tell you right now, I see everything that happens on Instagram every day. So if you reach out on there, I will see it personally. Aaron, Preston, and I will all see it personally immediately. And and we'd love to hear from you. So that would be awesome. And yeah, we hope everyone is doing well. This is a fucking unprecedented time. And but at the end of the day, we're gonna get through it together. We're metalheads, and this is what we do. This is what we do. So we get through it, and we come back stronger every fucking time. So this is what we do. But that's going to be it for this episode. Aaron and I are going to sit here and record another episode that you guys aren't going to be able to see for another day. But it's going to be all about Verminous. So that's coming up next. Oh, shit!
I've been staring at it.
That's all it is. So that's coming up next. We hope you all enjoyed this show. Fucking, that's going to be it for us tonight. Thank you all so much for watching. Raise your fucking horns. Bang your goddamn heads. We love you all to death. Good night. And hold on. Where's my mouse? Good night. Ha ha.